has been one. I don't know that you ever learn it, but you have to learn to love it, and she's still in the process of doing that.
And do you love it yet?
Of course.
When you're ahead.
Well, that's still to be determined when I'm ahead. So.
Have you, in your approach to the race, what take us through how you're approaching the 800, or what are you trying to tell yourself in that race?
I'm just trying to get a reward for all the pain. So it's going to be painful. You're going to go around. It's going to hurt. So I'm just trying to finish as strong as I can and get a reward at the end for my pain.
And Cliff, we asked Petros of Georgia here just a second ago, with these athletes, many of whom have opportunities to compete beyond the NCAA championships for their country. How do you manage specifically Akila, but also athletes? You've had plenty of Olympians under your tutelage over the years. How do you manage this particular stretch of months?
Well, fortunately, when you're blessed to have athletes like Akila, you can just focus on the process. We certainly do. I don't want to say we're not focused on doing well here, but we definitely are looking down the road. And so what happens here is just a step along the way. The main focus is still a few months away.
And I guess it's, the opportunity for you to be part of the team, right? And there are other athletes from Kansas State here. You want to perform well and do well as a team. Just talk about that, that piece of the experience of this being a little bit different than, an individual pursuit for a medal come Olympic time.
Our goal as a team is always to perform in the top 10, to come in the top 10. So definitely this year we want to repeat what we did last year. Last year we tied for 9th. So hopefully we'd like to up our rankings this year in the finals. So I think our team is going to do a tremendous job out here and represent K-State to the fullest.
And finally, one question for you, both of you, actually. We'll start with you, Akila. Why the decision to focus solely on the heptathlon as opposed to some of the individual events as well? We've seen some multi-event athletes compete in those other events outside of the heptathlon. What about you? What's your decision with that?
I tend to get bored quick, so I tend to do the heptathlon, which, lets me bounce around in different events. I think I love the long jump and the high jump more. But I think just being able to be so diverse with my body is just fun. I get to do, and the sport doesn't get as bored as quick. So I think that's why I like doing the heptathlon.
Excellent. Well, thank you both again for joining us. Best of luck this week. As always, we'll wish you best of luck with that 800 as well, too. When you get to it, hopefully you get that reward for all that pain. One more round of applause for our guests here, Akila Jones and Coach Cliff Rovelzo. When we come back, plenty more up ahead here on Tracktown Live.
Are you ready, kids?
Probably off of Courage Academy, dog.
I used to like Pretty Little Liars, so got a secret, can you keep it?
Really like Zoe 101.
Aye, aye, Captain. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob's parents.
Stupid dog, you made me look back.
Follow me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So reaching for something in the distance. But then I don't know where it goes from that, so we'll just leave it at that probably.
Is it too late now to say sorry? Cause I'm missing more than just your body. I gotta say sorry.
And welcome back to Tracktown Live as we welcome up our next pair of athlete and coach. She's a senior from Arkansas. Please welcome Dominique Scott Eford and her coach Lance Harder. And Dominique, you're doubling in the 5,000 and the 10,000 this championship. Tell us how you will approach that.
Yeah, so last year I did this double for the first time. I did the 10 and the 5, and after the weekend I titled it the Suicide Double. It is pretty rough on the body, but I also surprised myself last year. I was able to get second in both the 10 and then come back and get second in the 5K when there were a lot of girls who were fresh in the race. So I was able to score 16 points last year, and I'm hoping to be able to score a couple more this year.
And Coach Harder, you're always out looking for the best for your athletes, and here's a situation where she's putting herself in harm's way. It's a lot to ask of an individual, but you're also, in the midst of trying to win a team title, so her performance matters. How do you manage those discussions with the young women who have an opportunity to double, and what did you say to her specifically about approaching it this year?
Well, as a coach and staff, I mean, we sit down and talk about the idea of forecasting and looking at our options, and then sitting down with each and every individual athlete. And obviously, Dominique is very much a team player, very similar to her other senior teammates. And I think it was a matter of, giving them the idea, there's prospectively, that we could chase a trophy. And I think they all were in agreement that let's all work together and head in a common direction.
And this is more than just because you want to perform at your best. You do like that leadership role, right? And this is something where you can, by going out and attempting this, potentially incentivize the other members of your team to be at their best this week.
Definitely. This is my final year that I'm going to be competing in the Arkansas Razorback jersey. So this year for me is all about giving back to the school and the program. It's been an incredible 5 years competing for the Razorbacks. And, we get so many opportunities to race for ourselves. But when it gets to the championship part of the season, it's about giving back. It's not about running PRs, anything like that. It's about getting the maximum amount of points that we possibly can for the team.
So outside of the track, some exciting news for you over the past 18 months. Your longtime boyfriend proposed to you after the indoor meet last year. What was more heart-pounding, running or when he got down on one knee?
I don't think Cameron would be upset if I said that winning the 3K was incredible. Getting my first national title was a dream come true. And then he definitely put the cherry on top when he proposed moments after.
And it says you got married in December 2015 in South Africa, and as someone that recently got married himself, what's more difficult, this double or planning a wedding?
I'm definitely glad that the wedding planning is over. It's definitely more fatiguing and more time-consuming than one could imagine, but it's great to finally have tied the knot and to have made it official.
Been here at the university in a role for 15 years. It's just really remarkable to see them grow.